right. We're going live.
Good morning, everyone.
Trying to set up our screens here so we know what's going on. All right. So how we doing? How we doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I do this every time, don't I? I turn on my phone and you're like, could you stop doing that? So I'm going to share real quick. I'm going to start a watch party.
Yeah.
So all my friends and family can listen in.
Yep, I'm doing that too.
And there we go. It's an awesome day.
It is.
It is. It's beautiful. Can you feel that change in the air?
I did.
Feels
did.
nice.
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain.
Okay, I almost got cold last night. I'm just saying. I went outside to sit on the front porch and just, watch the deer in the front yard. And I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'm a little chilly, which is weird because I'm usually hot. Welcome to your 40s.
Early 40s, right? Early 40s.
Yeah, 41.
All right, hey everybody, it's Marc and Nikki. This is CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio. We're broadcasting live from La Taza, Java, here in San Antonio, Texas. We were working with a little bit of a new interface today. Today is the first time that you as listeners out there can call in with your questions. So if you have a question or comment, you want to share how much you love the show, we always like hearing that, right? Mm-hmm. But if you have a question, you can call in and say, hey, I'd like to know a little bit more about this or that, or you said this before, but can I get some clarification on that? And as long as we're not prescribing or diagnosing or doing that kind of stuff, then we can help you out with that. So anyway, excited about the new technology integration. Now, the thing is, though, is that I'll be handling that myself here on the phone. So if somebody calls in, I have to manage that. But we should be able to hear you. Everything should be good, copacetic, and fun. So we're excited about that.
Exciting. So we have a new board system. What is this called?
It's called the Rodecaster Pro. It is a...
I can read, but what is it?
So
it's a soundboard?
Yeah, it's a interface so that, of course, we can have up to 4 guests or 4 people on the show. We can roll in music and audio clips and just all kinds of stuff.
It's very cool. It even has sound buttons.
Yep.
Can you push a sound button? Because it's the best part.
Let's see. I got to turn it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. See how cool that is?
So when Nikki talks, I think it's...
Wow. Is there a fart noise?
No, there's not.
Thank the Lord.
But there is, like, when you say something that might be a little bit awkward, then there's...
Let's all pause. I love it.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun. And the goal, of course, is to, just kind of get better at doing this. And we really want to integrate the community into what we're doing. So we know there's a lot of folks that are following us on social media and listening to the podcast. But when you can reach out and you can actually engage with folks in a live setting, it can be a lot of fun. We'll just see how that goes. So the number, if you want to call into the show, is right there on the screen. That's 210. So it's a local San Antonio number, 560-1718. You can call in with your questions. We don't have a queue. There's only one caller at a time. We're not that high tech, but we're getting there. We'll just kind of see how it goes. So good Tuesday morning, everybody, and welcome to CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio live broadcast from La Taza Java Coffee Shop here in San Antonio, Texas. So coming up on today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between hemp and marijuana. I got this question that came up yesterday, and I know people are still confused about what that is. Not necessarily all that important if you're looking for a good quality CBD. If you're looking for a premium CBD, then you should be using Young Living Nature's Ultra product. That's kind of the quick and easy answer to getting your CBD into you. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of my favorite Instagram posts and ideas that I like to kind of go through Instagram and see what people are talking about out there, recipes and just creative things that they're doing with their diffusers or their roll-ons and so forth. It's good. It's good information for other folks to kind of be in tune or aware that, hey, this is a cool idea. I never thought of something like that. So we'll be sharing some of that stuff. And then we'll talk a little bit about 3 important tips to know when you're starting to use CBD. So just money-saving stuff, time-saving, and frustration-saving stuff. What are you going to be talking about today?
So I'm just going to go over a little bit of news stories and what's been going on in my life this week. I have a couple of testimonies that are pretty powerful. I'll start with my little puppy, right?
Okay.
Did my earbud just fall out? These things are massive, right? This is like King Kong's earbud. It's very odd.
You
so
have
y'all
to get
bear
your
with
own.
me. I have to get
those
used to this.
Fancy ones that the singers use.
Yeah, I have one. It's like a Britney Spears. That little thingy that comes around. It's going to be perfect. So my little puppy, Sunday morning, we woke up and I was walking into the room and I could actually hear her stomach gurgling from across the room. And I was like, oh gosh, there's going to be an explosion any minute, right? I was scared, this poor little puppy. And immediately I got out the Digest, right? Put that in my hand, just one drop with a little bit of coconut oil, rubbed it around, and rubbed it on baby's tummy. Now she's 4.8 pounds, so she's almost 5 pounds. And within maybe 20 minutes, done. There was no more gurgling the rest of the day. She went about her day. She never was, sick or anything like that. All was normal. Everything was normal that she did that day. But so I looked up and it says a lot of dogs, especially puppies, eating food too fast, or if they, found something under the couch, like if she ate a dust bunny, because I'm pretty sure we have a collection of those. They just multiply, right? Bunnies.
Yep, they do.
Unless it's too hot in Texas, they can't multiply no more.
They stick to your socks and they end up everywhere in the house.
Yeah, I guess. What?
Yeah. they do. They just do.
Do you remember shag carpet?
Yes.
Yes. Did you used to clean it or like rake it? Like we used to have to rake the carpet.
No. I
No?
used to play on it when I was a kid.
Yeah. I don't know. Dust bunnies and shag carpet. It's something to think about.
So what did your dog eat that got her?
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I was nervous. Like I just heard that churning and that rumbling, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a mess later.
You have
I was worried
a
about
cat, right?
I do.
Does she get into the cat box?
No. Ew. No.
'Cause dogs do that. You know that, right?
Not my
Have
dog.
you seen that that It's a Pet's Life or whatever it is, the
Oh,
second
yeah, yeah.
one? You
Yes.
see the second one?
Yeah.
See that little bulldog, whatever that little dog was. I don't even know what kind of dog that is really, but he was in the cat or in the cat box. He was talking about something he ate.
Oh. That's not a Tootsie Roll, buddy. That's wrong.
That's
okay.
a funny
So
movie.
I thought that was awesome. That something I use on myself, something I use on my daughter, I can immediately put it on my 5-pound wiener dog and not even worry that, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? And I didn't have to worry about something later.
So
I love that.
Did you Google it and check for double-blind studies and all that before you?
Well, I do have something called the Animal Desk Reference.
Oh.
And I didn't look at it, but I do have it. And I had done this before. I looked it up before.
Cool.
And Digest is very safe.
So do you have, I have an arsenal, right? I have Digest, I have Tummy Jize, and I have Aroma Ease.
Yes, I have them all.
Okay, cool. I keep those as because sometimes for Digest works in certain circumstances. I won't go into detail, but and then Tummy Jize will work in others. It's got like more mint.
Oh.
Tummy Jize has more of a minty kind of a aroma to it.
How do you use that? Just rub it on your tum-tum?
Yeah, wherever the spot is that I'm having
Yeah.
issues, I'll just rub it on top of it.
Because I know with Digest, it's labeled for ingestion.
Yeah.
And we know that Young Living's the only company that actually labels for that, correct?
Yep,
To my knowledge.
to my knowledge, yep.
It could have changed yesterday at midnight. I don't know. But I use that Digest because I know it's safe for ingestion. The Tummy Jize.
No, it's labeled for topical use only.
Okay, labeled for topical. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Digest, one time I put it in the mouth and it immediately just came right out. Like it was
Spit
not
it
a
out?
taste for me. I couldn't handle that taste.
It didn't like where it was going?
No,
It jumped
it was
out?
like, no. But it didn't stop me from using it because that stuff is powerful and
Yeah.
amazing.
So you were talking about because I was thinking of motion sickness when you were talking about the Digest, but you used something else, right? When you were on vacation,
I use Stress Away.
stress, not peace and calming.
Oh, well, maybe.
It was
I don't know. Who's telling the story here?
Yeah, I think it was peace and calming that you used.
It's very possible.
Yeah. Anyway, so just lots of.
It was. Yeah, you're talking about the trip when we went up the mountain.
Yep.
And the twists and turns, and we were getting all nervous. And I knew Chris was nervous because he's afraid of heights. And, yeah, I busted out the peace and calming. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
And I put it in the vent, and I put it on my tummy. And we all did great.
All right, so quick look at who's watching the show today. A quick shout out to Maggie, Darren, Claire, Angela. I think that's McElroy. Tom Strickland, Jamie, Lizardo, Gail, Desiree. Tom Strickland says, hey, what's up, Tom? Yvonne, Michael, Gigi, Barb, and they just kind of keep piling in. So we
Wow,
appreciate
that's
you guys
awesome.
watching the show. What do you
Yeah.
got?
I've got Angela Walker here. Hey, good morning, girl. She says she uses it daily. Mix half and half with Copaiba Vitality and forgo the Heart Guard
So you're talking about Digest, right?
on the dog.
Oh, cool.
So that's good to know. Thank you, Angela. Thanks
That's
for
the
sharing that.
power of community. We all get
And
together.
Crystal, good to see you this morning.
You can see her?
Yeah, I can see her. I have the crystal ball over there. Oh, it's not Crystal's ball, but her name is Crystal. That
All
was
right.
weird.
Cool. So let me just actually, I've got I have to go to a different slide thing here. Transition over. There we go. We're all fancy now. So people are asking the difference between hemp and marijuana, and it's really, really simple. It's more of a legal question than it is, one of these species questions or whatever. So when you talk about cannabis sativa, you're talking about a plant, right? And then you've got different types of this plant. They can be called different things. People are using all different kinds of language because it's kind of new, right? Everybody's paying attention to it, and people are confused. But the simple way, this graphic here, I loved it. I pulled it off the internet this morning, except for the THC content over on the right. They had it all jacked up there, and it was confusing, so I just left it off. I took it off. But anyway, so within cannabis, you have two different types of cannabis, right? So you have your hemp and you have your marijuana. So really the only thing that's important that we're worried about is going to be the THC content of it. So with legally speaking, industrial hemp is legal if it contains 0.3% or less THC in it. That's going to be your defining issue. So when somebody says they're talking about hemp, it's a hemp-derived CBD oil. They're talking about something that's 0.3%.
Okay, so here's a question. I know you're
less.
saying it's the cannabis sativa, or cannabis
Sativa.
sativa, yeah. Tomato. Just kidding.
All right.
So if someone says, well, that's from the hemp plant, that's not true. Or
So-
that's a marijuana plant. Nope, it's not. It's a cannabis sativa plant.
That's the plant, is the cannabis sativa, yeah.
Okay.
And now there's cannabis indica. That's the only two that I really know about. But those are just different types of cannabis plant. But cannabis sativa is where we see, the vast majority of
Right.
all CBD coming from. And then the hemp plant is where they're getting it, because hemp is going to have a higher concentration of CBD and a lower concentration of THC, which is what the folks that are making this stuff are looking for.
Okay, so is it legal to grow cannabis?
The industrial hemp. So it's going to depend on your state, and it's going to depend on licensing. There may be some licensing requirements. I don't know if you can just start growing it in your backyard or whatever. There's
Right, I
some
saw-
legality around it.
Yeah, I saw in Oklahoma, you had mentioned you can grow it in your backyard. You just have to get a license, and that's $2,500.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I don't know what it is for Texas, but
Yeah, if they've got all that figured out. But industrial hemp is something that is legal here in Texas now that it's been signed into law. But, again, I don't know what the rules, the little legalities are of it. Just
right.
If
So
you-
if the popo come to your house and they're like, oh, look at that nice plant you have there, and you're like, oh, that's my ivy plant, but it's really not an ivy plant.
Well, see, you bring up an interesting point, because you really can't. And we're in a coffee shop, so there's going to be some background noise, so we
Yeah.
apologize for that. But
So my question is, if they confiscate it, well, you can't confiscate my hemp plant, but you could confiscate my marijuana plant.
so typically, now I'm speaking from the past, right, when I was a cop.
Okay.
So the smell, the odor of marijuana was enough to considered probable cause to, to look a little bit further
Right.
into what you've got, and possibly to seize it. Well, now the law is all muddy, because just the smell alone, it may still be enough, but really it's not. I mean, the cops we should be paying attention to a little bit more than that, because you really can't tell from the plant, looking at the plant or even smelling the plant, how much marijuana is in it or how much THC is in it, and that's going to be the deciding factor. So they may seize it, they may have enough to seize it, but they really should probably not be making an arrest. Now, contextually, that's going to be important. So, and if there's a whole drug-blown operation, you got bags of weed everywhere. I mean, that might be something a little bit different. A little common sense goes a long way, and we know that cops are really good with common sense. So.
Okay, is there a legal limit to have marijuana in the plant form?
What do you mean?
So hemp, 0.03, less than that, correct?
0.3%. Yeah.
0.3%, right. So can you carry 0.3% of marijuana in your car?
No.
Okay.
It's going to be concentration per the plant. And really, if you're carrying the plant around in a baggie, you're probably asking for it. Especially some of these small towns. They'd be like, you're going
All
to
right.
prison.
Well, we
Prison."
went there. So you guys, you're welcome, for those of you listening.
Yeah, so that's the deal on cannabis, guys. So it's really all about the THC content, and so the testing for it is really imperfect as well. It's not readily available. It's going to be expensive to get a really good test. So, you know, your supplier, it's all about your supplier. So if you're getting CBD, you know, just pay attention to who you're getting it from and all that.
And again, with the whole Young Living brand that we used or that I chose, it's because I'm giving this to my 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
And what a huge difference, right? She didn't like reading, and she just finished her first chapter book this weekend.
Oh.
On the way we were going Saturday out to Nebraska, she was reading, and she reads out loud to us. And she was getting into it, and it was the end of the book. She's like, I finished my first chapter book.
Oh.
And she loves reading now. And I guarantee you that's the only thing that's changed. We add CBD every single morning for her.
Cool.
Every morning.
Which CBD are you? I mean, is it?
I'm using the cinnamon 1,000 milligram per bottle, and I give her less. I give her just the tip of the iceberg per se, just the dropper.
0.25, yeah.
Less than that, so half of the 0.25.
Okay, all right, awesome.
So.
And not even all of it comes out, right? When you squirt it, it's like you're still left with a little bit in there.
Well, I make her suck on that. I'm just kidding. I suck
And
on
then you
this
put it
dropper.
back in a bottle.
And you know
come
what?
on.
That bottle will probably last her 6 months.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm looking at the investment, right? Because I have an older daughter who was on Vyvanse, Ritalin, Concerta for a few years. And I was out $189 a month on that for 30 days. So now I can spend the same amount, and it's for 6 months. And it's part of your body system already.
So it's
just
working
enhancing.
for you and your family, right?
It's working
And your
amazingly, yes.
kiddo.
So if
Sweet.
you have kids and you want to know about CBD, message me or give us a call in right now. The number's there on the screen, I think.
There you go. All right, so I know you've got some other stories to say before I get into my next news clip, or we'll get into the Instagram post. And let me just tell you, the Instagram posts are awesome, guys. There's really some creative ideas that come out of there, so you want to stay tuned for that. But
Yeah. So something about the week. It's called Palindrome Week. You know, that's the same thing forwards and backwards.
Okay.
So it starts today, 9/10/19, and that backwards is the same. It goes all the way through the 18th. So 9/18/19 is still 9/18/19 forwards and backwards. So that's pretty cool for the week. It's not going to happen any other time. Let's see. We have Friday the 13th coming up. Oh, you should do an eerie sound.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah, you do. Oh, well, that's like Linda the Good Witch.
Angelic.
How about that? Okay. So that's happening Friday the 13th, and it's also a full moon. That won't happen again for 20 years. So stay off the roads. It's going to be crazy on Friday. And then today is actually National Suicide Prevention Day.
Okay, tell us about that.
So did you know I don't even know. So you probably don't know. Every 40 seconds, someone commits suicide.
Oh,
That's terrible, isn't it? So be there for your family and friends. And if you need help, reach out to somebody. There's help out there.
yeah. All right, cool.
And that's all I got.
All right, well, let's.
For now.
Well, now that I just changed this back, let me change it back here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Instagram post. Oops, sorry, wrong button there. All right, so what I like to go through and just kind of see what people are doing, creative ideas, right?
That's beautiful.
Isn't that awesome? And it looks like just a little piece of carpet or something. I'm not really sure.
Wow. This woman probably spent 4 days or 3 years making that, and you're telling her it looks like a piece of carpet.
Well, it's kind
Is it macrame again?
I think
What's
it
up
might
with
be.
you and macrame?
It
That's kind of
just-
girly.
It caught my eye. Well, I
Well.
mean, it's pleasant, right? You know, and I think a lot of our watchers and listeners are women, so
Yeah,
you know, we
it's beautiful. It
Cater
really
to the
is.
audience. But yeah, it's kind of at an angle here on my screen, so I can't. That's probably a beautiful bottom there, but it could look kind of like a piece of carpet.
Kind of.
But
It's
anyway,
a magic carpet.
it's nice. It's got lights and such. But this is from Drops of Grace. Of course, you can find them on Instagram if you want to follow them. This is I don't always hang my RA diffuser in a macrame hanger, but when I do, I add twinkle lights. So anyway,
So it does say macrame.
yeah,
All right, perfect.
yeah, it's a macrame. Is that how you spell macrame? I don't even know.
It's today. I can't see it, so yeah.
So anyway, and she's got some cool bottles in the background there too. But those Aria diffusers are really nice. Of course, they have music that comes out. It lasts for a long time, and it's a
It
great
even has
diffuser.
sound machine on there, right? It plays the waves and the ocean and
Yep.
rain.
And
Oh,
I
love
think
that.
custom music too. Well, so it's one of the higher priced. I think it might be the most expensive
Yes.
one that they have, but it's nice anyway. Do you like that new owl diffuser?
It's so cute, but unfortunately, I can't get my hands on one because they sold out.
Oh, you don't have one yet.
No, I don't have it. I
You
went
didn't
to
get
order
one
and
at
it was
convention?
gone. No, I didn't. I was worried about bags, and I didn't know about the whole shipping home thing. And
Huh.
you know.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, they're real popular with the kids. but-
So Natalie, she's at my real estate office. We all got together as in the San Antonio Empowerment Council,
Yes.
and we gifted her that little Feather the Owl diffuser, and it plays music, and it's a night light. She's having a baby the end of this month, so we're cheering her on. Go, push, and she was just thrilled to get that. So we
I
gave her
bet.
some of the baby line, right? The seedlings baby line, some wipies. Like we gave her some peace and calming and some lavender to diffuse in her new diffuser. And we also gave her some lip balm, right? Because things get chapped. Don't know if they're even on your face, but things happen when you have babies. So she was very
It's a
excited to get all
family
that.
show.
Yeah, it is. Hey, I'm just
That's
teaching
cool.
you guys. If you're pregnant and you're going to be breastfeeding, you have questions for me, I can answer those questions.
So the San Antonio Empowerment Council gave her this little gift setup. Why did we do that?
Well, because at Berkshire Hathaway, Don Johnson Realtors, that's where I work, we have meetings there quite often. And Natalie is my go-to girl. And I call her and I'm like, hey, is the room available on the 20th or the 17th from 6 to 8? And she's always looking and she's always setting those up for us. She has been there and she has just helped us set our meetings. And we just appreciate her, and we appreciate the Don Johnson family, allowing us to be there. I appreciate it. I work there as a realtor, but I appreciate them saying, hey, Nikki,
Yep.
use this room whenever you want.
It's
So
a
that's
nice
pretty
setup.
cool.
It's a very
It
nice
is, very
setup,
nice.
and they're always welcoming over there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That giving a little bit of love back to it. Okay, and then so the next one here, this is a little bit more simple, but a cool setup. And people will have these for plants, I've seen. But you just hang your, so that's a desert mist diffuser hanging in there. So it's kind of a creative way from Magnolia Blue Essence, kind of a cool idea.
Yeah,
Like
and that's
that.
the diffuser that comes with the premium starter kit if you were to purchase that. It's
Yep.
a beautiful diffuser.
And that one lasts about 10 hours,
10
right?
hours, yep.
And then you can adjust it and different lights and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool deal there. So another macrame. And then so now I got a little bit of a recipe here that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is from Mama, whatever,
Beluga?
Mama G Coils, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so she's adding black pepper to her popcorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds lovely.
So she's saying that her friend J.R. Grace, 7, taught me how to make homemade popcorn and changed my life. Now the kids request it every movie night. So that's cool.
awesome.
Jennifer,
So that's Mama Magic Oils. It's all in how you look at it. But hey, you were so close.
oh, is that what it is? Oh, Mama Magic Oils. Thank you.
See, left brain, right brain.
Yeah. Okay. So my wife does this a lot. Of
With black pepper?
Yeah, she's
Oh.
put black pepper into. I'm just remembering this now that I'm seeing it. But so if, of course, if you're, you can get the white labeled black pepper out there, the Vitality oil
Right.
to use on that. But anyway, great.
Also, so
great shot.
you use a little coconut oil instead of butter and add lime, and it's like a coconut lime popcorn. It is fabulous.
Yeah, have we done that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
yeah.
wife has.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, that sounds familiar to me.
Oh, is that poo-poo spray?
No.
Oh,
This
okay.
is
Well, that was
pillow
close.
spray. So
Oh.
this is from Magnolia Jade Essentials. So this is vetiver, orange, cedarwood, and lavender.
Oh.
Really good combination there to kind of spray your pillow before the kiddos go to sleep or you going to sleep. So
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's going to work. That's like good night. Good
very
night,
cool
termite.
recipe. Yeah. See if I got anything else here. Okay, so now this is salting your little tortilla chips.
Okay.
And they're mixing in lemon and tangerine there. Of course, the Vitality labeled ones there.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
good.
This is from Mac Essentials. One of his favorite snacks, or her favorite snacks, is homemade tortilla chips. So simple and good. So anyway, pretty cool recipe idea. Again, that's tangerine and lemon mixed in with the salt there when you're making your homemade tortillas. So that might be it. That's going to be it for that. So, all right, here we go back. All right, so let me do a short commercial break here where we're going to talk a little bit about, I like playing the music in the background,
Yeah,
right?
sounds
Just
good.
a little bit, yeah? Just maybe roll that in a little bit. So if you're interested in learning about CBD and essential oils for yourself, your family, or your pets, you owe it to yourself to learn about Young Living's line of plant-based oils, including Nature's Ultra CBD Premium, really, I call it Premium CBD Oil. So as we talked about earlier, the San Antonio Empowerment Council is a group of folks here in San Antonio. We do major events all the time. They're really good production value events, lots of community and participation and involvement. So it's something, if you're interested in learning about plant-based oils, using them with your family, your health, your pets, all of that, you definitely want to connect with us. Connect with the San Antonio Empowerment Council at saecevents.com. That's their Eventbrite page where they keep everything up with what's going on with the latest events. We got 2 coming up. One is a business class. It's sometime here in September. You got to check the website. And then in November, we have Royal Crown Diamond. It's one of the ladies that's been with Young Living a long time, super knowledgeable, is going to be coming out and talking about essential oils. And at that event, we have one of the science guys from Young Living who worked with Nature's Ultra on the CBD is going to come out and give us a talk about CBD. It's not your father's marijuana kind of thing. So yeah, super excited about that. And if you want to connect with Nikki or I personally, you can reach out to us at Marc, M-A-R-C, at eotalkradio.com or Nikki at eotalkradio.com. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. Stay connected with us. Stay plugged in. If you're growing a team of Young Living folks, plug them all in. This is a great community place, a safe place. We're not looking to recruit here as far as people that you're talking to. We're just looking to share something to stay up to date on.
So you said that's not your father's marijuana, is what that gentleman's going to be talking about. To my knowledge, my father didn't have marijuana.
I think they're just talking about the era. No,
it just sounds funny to me. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, my dad.
Did he?
My dad definitely by the book kind of guy. He was not into the marijuana use.
Mine was as well.
Yeah. All right. So what else you got? I think you're up. You have a?
Yeah, I have like a little testimony.
All right, go for it.
Maybe Friday, I woke up, brushed my teeth, wiped my mouth, and I felt something on my lip. I was like, oh, it was a very familiar sensation of tingling and a little itchy. So I knew the old school, I'm going to say it, canker sore, cold sore. What is it called?
I don't know.
Cold sore, like a fever blister. There you go.
Okay.
And right away, I reached for what I thought was tea tree, but it was frankincense, because that is in my arsenal of the bathroom stuff for beauty, right? It's really, really good for skin. And I put a little frankincense on it. Within, 6 seconds, the itch, the tingling, completely gone. And I never heard from it again. Never heard from it again. I was like, okay, well, that was the end of it.
Oh, okay. So what causes canker sores or
I have
fever
no clue.
blisters or whatever? You didn't have a fever, did you?
No. And I didn't have a cold either. A cold sore? No. So anyway, that's something, if you've ever had a cold sore, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that itchy, tingling little sensation. You're like, what is that? Now you're staring at my lip like, I think I see something. It's not a tuma.
It's trying to poke out.
Yeah. So anyway, so frankincense is for the win on that.
Cool. All right, let's do a quick shout out for our folks. I see Cindy Banach says hello there as well. Desiree. It's good to know. I was about to ask my 8-year-old. Sweet. Hey, Ricardo, good to see you. Let's see. I don't know. Barb. There's a whole bunch here. David. Angela. Different Angela.
Yeah,
all right. We appreciate you guys watching.
Yes.
And don't be shy. Share the show with somebody. Hit that share button. And
Crystal
send it
Wallace says sometimes stress causes cancer sores. Cancer? Oh, canker, excuse me. Jeez. What's a cancer sore? I don't know. I don't want one.
No.
So, yeah, I can understand that. Stress. I work with Marc. So, yeah, I get it.
It's going to be a little bit stressful. So, for those of you who don't know, I'll give you some insight. We're actually in the process of launching a second podcast. Now, of course, this one's not going away. We love this show.
Yes.
It's very, very important, all about community. But there's just more stuff we want to talk about that isn't necessarily CBD and essential oils. So we're looking at, starting a new podcast, and we're working on the name of it right now. So if you have an idea for a name, put it in there. But it's going to be, just to give you some context, it's going to be we're going to talk about things that are going on, things that are fun and funny, ridiculous, insightful, maybe even a little bit, where Nikki and I don't agree on something. We might have a little debate on something.
A little cat fight.
Kitten got claws.
We're gonna do like reviews on certain products, maybe some movies. I'm gonna cook something and be like, here, taste this and tell me what you really think.
Oh.
And you have to be honest. Like
And
you can't
be
like,
mad
oh,
if I
this
spit
is
it out.
delicious. But if you spit it out, be like, oh, I just threw up in my mouth. And I'm gonna be like, okay, then there you go.
See, I like that. See, I can be a little rough around the edges, and Nikki handles that pretty well.
Yeah.
So she doesn't hold it against me for years and years and years.
That he knows of. Yep.
There's going to be guys out there that know exactly what I'm talking about.
Remember that one time? 17 years ago.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to that, right? You gotta let that go. You know where you hold on to that bitterness? Your liver. So don't hold
toxic
it
liver
there.
syndrome. No good.
So anyway, we're going to be launching the new podcast soon, probably in the next week or so. The idea, of course, is to just really kind of branch out and just have discussions about stuff that's more than CBD and essential oils, because we don't want to take this show too far into the weeds, but we want to talk about other
We
stuff.
want to talk about other stuff. Just like today's, suicide prevention. We need a place where we're comfortable talking about other things that are going on in the world.
Yeah. So you can expect more of the same as far as our style and what we bring to the table, but it's just going to be a little bit different topic-wise.
Yes.
But, of course, CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio will be a sponsor of that show, of course. We'll be talking about that there as well. So, all right, so 3 important tips to know when you're using CBD. Now, it's really the biggest thing for folks, and I get so many questions on it. It's all about dose, right? How much should I take, right? We're not going to get into how you take it just because there's too many FDA issues around how you take it. So I would just say, get with somebody who can help you out with that. Have a personal conversation, get some tips and insight. Google it. You can figure it out. We just can't talk about it on the air here. So learning your individual dose is a process. Super important to keep in mind. It's not something that's like, okay, it's going to be 0.5 milliliters. Well, that's my dose.
Right. It's not like
17 milligrams.
It's not like a bathing suit cover-up that says one size fits all, because we know, ladies, that's a lie. It does not one size fit all. No, thank you. It doesn't. So CBD is tailored to you and your body system.
Well, wait a minute. Now I have a comment on that. So you're saying that one size fits all, doesn't apply, but if it fits, it may not be what you like as far as the look goes on the bathing suit, but I mean it does fit.
When you need help taking it off, it doesn't fit.
Okay. All right, we'll just leave it there.
Ma'am, could you come in here and help me?
I'm stuck.
I need to get this off of me.
Peel it off.
I'm just kidding.
So again, learning your dose is a process. So when you start out using CBD, and even later as your body chemistry starts to adjust, and you will change, your body will make adjustments, you'll need to experiment a bit to find the dose that your body responds to best. So if you're having a particular issue, right, let's say sleep, for example, you're wanting to get a better rest, then you may start out with whatever's listed on the bottle as far as recommendation dosage, right? And then you're like, well, that's not working for me, but you're taking it in the morning and you're feeling sleepy throughout the day. Well, then how about taking it later on in the day? That might be something you can just keep the same dosage, just move it towards the end of the day. If you're somebody that's got maybe some,
joint discomfort.
No. I was going to say like you're more of your hormonal stuff, or you're like bad attitude, or it could be more attitude related, right? How you
How much
feel
do
about
you
things.
take for that?
I don't take it for that.
Not enough.
So, anyway, that and you want to feel a more balanced mood throughout the day. Maybe you take your CBD in the morning. Now, I'm talking CBD, folks, just for clarification for our FDA watchdogs out there. I'm not saying CBD oil. I'm saying CBD, the molecule. All right, so we're talking about that. And there's lots of studies out there, so you guys can Google yourself to see what fits your your style or whatever, what it is you're trying to do. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands.
What are you doing over there, making dough?
Yeah, kneading it. Anyway, but you can take it in the morning, or you take it in the afternoon, take it in the evening, whatever you kind of feel works best for you. If you're feeling some kind of benefit from it, you feel like I'm getting my benefit, but it's not really timed where I want it. I had a lady, I was teaching a class, and this really is not a hit on me, but I was teaching a CBD class, and no joke, she couldn't stay awake. And I was like, okay. I even moved up closer to where I was talking and all that. She still sound asleep. Well, come to find out, she had like some serious sleep issues, and she'd taken CBD about an hour or so before she came to the class, so it was working. So anyway, you can just kind of adjust the time of the day, whatever works for you. And then, of course, if you're not getting any relief at all, and you've tried moving it throughout the day, and you can try different dosage and stuff like that. So you just kind of play with it and see what works. But it is a process, super important. Speaking of, just on that point there, when you started taking it, did you have to go through a process, or did you like get immediate benefits?
I went through a process. I started with a 500 milligram bottle, and I was taking a full dropper of that. So
it's about 17 milligrams.
1 ml. Equals 17 milligrams. Good job.
Roughly, yeah.
So the next time I ordered, I went to 1,000 milligrams, thinking, okay, so it's the next level up, and I'm just going to try half, which is actually the same thing I was taking before. So half didn't cut it. So now I do 0.75 ml, which is roughly 25 milligrams. And that's my sweet spot for me.
Oh, okay.
So it took me a couple of weeks, but I did notice on that first day less discomfort in my joints. Still had the discomfort. Now I don't have it at all. Goodbye, discomfort. So.
Yeah. And you were telling me that you missed your dosage for a couple of days.
I missed it for
got
2
busy,
days.
whatever.
Yes.
And then it came back.
On the third day, that morning, my hands were swollen. My thumb joints were they were hurting. I was hurting. And I told my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't taken CBD in 2 days. So I took it. And by the time I left the house and got to where I was going 35 minutes later, it's like nothing ever happened. I was back to my normal happy self and wasn't complaining. I could, lift those 50, 60 pounds, moving stuff. So no issue. But
Awesome.
You mentioned, you got to find your sweet spot, or you got to find what works best for you. I've tried taking it at night, and for me, it doesn't help me sleep. So I have that ADHD brain. I have it. I'm not going to deny it. It is what it is. I take mine in the morning, and it allows me to focus and stay on track and remember what I was going to talk about. And so it calms me down for the day. I absolutely love it. I don't take it at night.
Yep, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, so now the second point, so the first one is learning your individual dose as a process. Second one is consistency. So it's important, just bringing
Yeah.
that up, right, to be consistent. Now, here's some notes on that. So it's extremely important to be consistent with your daily dose. This will help your body achieve and maintain the relief you're looking for. Missing a dose will lessen the amount of CBD in your system and can decrease efficacy. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then point number 3 is listen to your body. So if you feel a bit off, consider lowering your dose. If you aren't getting the results you're looking for, increase your dose. I always recommend keeping a log of your dose, especially when just starting out. And that's difficult for people. They're like, I don't want to have to write all this stuff down. I get that. I totally get it. But if you've got something serious you're trying to look at resolving, and especially if budget is an issue,
Right.
then pay attention to that dosage, because the quicker you get to your dose, the quicker you can maintain it, and then you can look at tapering it off later to find that dose that really kind of helps you stay in that sweet spot that you're looking for. So those are my 3 important tips to know when using CBD. Now, just as a quick note, if you're looking to use a CBD, you need to be looking for a high-quality product, because hemp, which we were talking about earlier, so hemp is one of those phytoremedial plants, which means that it really sucks up toxins from the soil and the air. Not just the soil, but the soil and the air. And it could be problematic for folks that are getting a low-grade CBD into their product, and then they're adding toxicity to their body, which could, heavy metals is one of the things that hemp sucks up.
Yep.
It brings them up like
Arsenic,
mercury and arsenic. Anyway, so
lead.
I don't know if it brings up lead or not, but there's cadmium.
Man,
I
if
think
it
was
would just
another
suck
one.
up gold, that would be awesome. Like they
Yeah.
could bring it to the surface, and we'd be rich.
Why can't they make a plant that? We should have a plant that does that. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
Or diamonds. It just
My best
sucks up
friend.
diamonds. So, of course, the product that we use and we recommend is a premium CBD. Now, it's a premium CBD. It really isn't like anything else that is out there on the market, and I'll give you some reasons why. So, it's Nature's Ultra CBD, which is where we get our stuff from. It's owned by Young Living, which is a huge leader in the plant oil industry with over 25 years of experience in the farming and distillation process. Now, any company that's out there farming their own hemp, right, or farming their own plants for their plant oil products that they're producing, is somebody that's going to hopefully have good oversight in what's going on. They're going to have a good knowledge base, and then they're going to care about that process. Of course, Young Living's process, called Seed to Seal, they're very, very strict on that process. And any partner farms that they partner with have to follow those same principles, and they have very, very good oversight for that. So when you're talking about as far as farming and distillation and a company that is a pioneer and leader in this industry, nobody even comes close to Young Living. They are just phenomenally way ahead of everybody else. So Nature's Ultra CBD, it's taken care of. It's because of the care taken with the farming and distillation methods. It's called the Seed to Seal process. Is a completely clean product that is proven to be free of solvents, heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and other toxic ingredients that are so abundantly found in these phytoremedial plants such as hemp. Need to be really careful about all of that. Also, you can trust what's on the label. So if it says 500 milligrams, it's going to have 500 milligrams in it. There's these independent companies and the FDA that have gone out and they've done sampling, right, where they get people's a company's product and then they test it to see, okay, it says 750 milligrams on it, how much CBD is in it. And it was like 80%, right?
Yep.
80% of it is found to be
not CBD.
BS. Instead of CBD, has BS in it. So just really not what's on the label. And of course, when they test it out, you're going to have all kinds of, like THC, for example, saying that there's 0 THC, and then, oh, by the way, no, there is some THC in it. Sorry about that.
Yep.
So for those of you out there getting drug tested on a regular basis, you need to find a company that you can trust. So, and then, of course, Nature's Ultra is infused with therapeutic-grade essential oils, which provides a customized and targeted CBD experience, which is completely unique in the CBD market. I don't care if somebody says they've got lavender or citrus or whatever in their CBD, that's not Young Living essential oils. It's probably just flavoring, right? So anyway, just something to be aware of. So if quality matters, you want a premium CBD product. I'm talking to those folks who want a quality product. For those who don't, this is not for you. Go save your money. Go take your risk. Go do whatever you're going to do. But for those of you who want a premium product, then Nature's Ultra is worth the money.
Right, and for those of you that have tried CBD before, oh, well, I tried CBD and it didn't work. Well, maybe it's because your product actually didn't work. It wasn't what you thought it was. So if you had the mindset to try it in the past and it didn't work, get that mindset again, but try Young Living Nature Ultra because it works.
Yeah, it does. And in some of those other issues, of course, it could be dosing and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's anything else you got for us as we can kind of wrap up our show? I did
want to say thank you to Lataza Java here at Brook Hollow and 281. Yep. It's an awesome place, and they let us come out every Tuesday to broadcast live, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, so Angela Walker says that I have jazz hands. That's why I'm doing a lot of this.
They're kind of girly,
talking with
if you ask
hands.
me. I'm just kidding.
All right, thanks again to Daniel, Michael, Tom, and Beverly for watching our show.
Oh,
and
is that
everybody
Beverly,
else.
my mom? Or is that Beverly Albright?
No, this Beverly right
Beverly.
here.
Oh, hi, Beverly Perry. Welcome. All right, Mike Horner. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We got Brenda, Sam, Lamar, Melissa, Raymond, Sherilyn, Mazzetti. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Jesse, Scott, Ashley, Crystal, Denise, and Joseph. We'll just keep going. But thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you're taking notes. And if you want to get a hold of me, message me. You guys have an awesome day.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. See, we're going to be taping tomorrow for our podcast that's going to be coming up on Sunday. So we missed a week, which is kind of a bummer, but we just had a lot going on in transition. But we're going to have a couple of shows. We're going to be bumping up to the CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio for 2 shows a week instead of 1. The demand is definitely out there worldwide. You know, we're in 30 countries now.
30 countries.
30
How many countries are there?
There's a lot. And that's not
there's
even
a lot. That's a good answer. I asked my daughter once, do you know what 207 plus 12 is? She's like, a lot. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
All right, so but stay tuned for that. We're up in the so if you're following us on social media, look for a podcast as well. I'm putting little clips out on Instagram and so forth where you guys can see, hey, this is a little bit about what this show is about, so I'm going to go listen to that show. Listen to the podcast. Leave a comment, share it, and give us a review on it too. We appreciate that. And don't forget, if you are local and you want to attend an event, go to saecevents.com and get your tickets to the rally that's coming up. We've got room for about 350 people. That's it. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.